A very good afternoon to our esteemed viewers and listeners. We are coming to you live from the Government Information Center. It is 3:10. My name is Grace Cavey, and I'm happy to be in your company this afternoon. As usual, we are live on our social media pages, Facebook at Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, YouTube at MICT Namibia. This afternoon, we are discussing the National Informal Settlement Upgrading Program, the NISUP. And to share more details, we have Mr. Gisbertus Mukulu, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Housing Enterprise. Good afternoon, Mr. Mukulu, and welcome to our studios.
Good afternoon, everybody. And of course, it's my pleasure to be here.
Mr. Mukulu, before we get into specifics of why we are here today, having served in leadership for a decade since 2016, as you now approach retirement, what are your most defining achievements during your tenure?
Thank you very much. One of the biggest, achievement I could, of course, point out here, when I assumed office in 2016, of course, the company was in debt, of course, to an excess of close to 250 and above. And of course, the board, management, and of course the staff, we have taken a concerted effort to make sure that during the first 4 years of my tenure, we were, of course, trying to put in a serious campaign to make sure that we reduce the debt of NHE to a level where NHE is able to sustain itself and at the same time to make sure that it's not heavily exposed. And that assignment has been completed successfully, and I'm proud that NAG is now a stabilized institution. And of course, I'm about to reach 10 years in June. And I'm quite proud because NAG is now standing on a very solid financial foundation. Maybe just to move on with other achievement, of course, when I'm referring to NHE, I'm referring to the board, I'm referring to management, and of course the staff. We had crafted a strategic business plan, an integrated strategic business plan. And this is serving as a roadmap and is also giving a strategic direction to NHE. It's now in place for 2024, of course, to 2029. Besides that, I had also, of course, with my team and the board, strengthened the policy environment, where quite a number of policies were put in place. I would mention a few of them. But about 18 policies are now in place. That means we have strengthened the policy environments of NHE. I would also like to highlight one of the key, and that is the annual financial statements. When I came to NHE, the financial statements were behind. And of course, the board, of course, the team, the executives and so on, we put in a concerted effort to make sure that the financials are up to date. As we speak, our financials are up to date, and our annual report is also up to date. We had even submitted our annual report to the shareholder in December last year. In terms of projects, of course, right now NHE is implementing quite a number of projects. And I could highlight, of course, to about 800 houses are under construction as we speak. In Katima Mulilo, 546, Kurenkuru, 172, and then, of course, Kietmans, 40, Oshakati, of course, 54, and so on and so forth. So these projects are currently underway. For your own information, we had also in Windhoek, for the first time, handed over site for the constructions of 24 flats, because we know we need to densify because the demand in Windhoek is quite high. In Ochomise, 24 housing unit or flats or apartments are currently under construction. Maybe the last one that I would like to highlight is the profit. NAG had made a profit for the first time in 2023, 2024. NAG realized a profit of about 6 million. And in last financial year, 2024, 2025, NAG had realized a profit of about 23 million. That is a biggest achievement. It's not attributed to the CEO alone. It's attributed to the entire team, the board, of course, the management, as well as the staff. Now, one of the issues that I would like to highlight here is the availability of service land. That has been a bottleneck during my tenure. But of course, what we did is that we enter into partnership with various local authorities for us to be able to acquire both serviced and unserviced land. So I'm really quite happy that my tenure is now coming to an end, of course, with those achievements. That will serve as my legacy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Mukulu, those are commendable achievements. Now, to get into the day's discussion, what is the National Informal Settlement Upgrading Program, and why is it a priority to the NHE?
Yeah, thank you very much. The National Informal Settlement Upgrading Project is the flagship project of the government of the Republic of Namibia. Of course, the mandate is entrusted to NHE and all local authorities countrywide. The program is meant to help our citizens who are residing in the informal settlement so that they can transform their informal structures or their shacks into dignified shelter. And that is the main aim of that program. It cuts across, in other words, it helps people in different income categories, particularly in the ultra low, be it petrol jokers, be it a cleaner, and so on and so forth. And this is mainly to decongest. That is the main aim. The central government decided to put up this program in order to decongest the informal settlement.
Okay, how does this program work in practice for individuals who own plots in serviced informal settlements?
Yes. First of all, the Namibian citizens who are in the informal settlements, those who own the plots, they need to approach the various branches of NHE. And of course, they need to submit certain documentations. Like, for example, the ID, the proof of income, and of course, the proof of ownership of the plots, and so on and so forth. At our various branches, we have got about 5 branches, one in the south in Keetmanshoop, one in Walvis Bay, one in Oshakati, one in Rundu, and of course, one here in Windhoek. Once they submitted their document will be assessed to determine their affordability. And of course, they can also choose a house that is specifically designed by NHE to cater for the need of all the residents in the informal settlement. So that means there are varieties of typology, and it's up to the client or the beneficiaries to choose which one he or she can be able to afford.
Yes.
Yes.
What about those in unserviced informal settlements? Can they also participate?
Yes, they can participate. NHE is in close collaborations with the various local authorities because the responsibilities or mandate of providing urban infrastructures rest with the local authority, and therefore NHE enters into partnership with various local authorities. I would mention Yusakos, Ochivarongo, Oshakati, and so on and so forth. And what we do is to partner in order for us, the two institutions, to provide the basic services so that the plots that are not serviced will be provided with such. And of course, with the help of the central government, through our Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, is providing the financial assistance to make sure that those plots are serviced in collaboration with local authorities. And the NAG will come in with top structures. Yes.
Okay, given that construction and servicing costs continue to rise and housing development is becoming more expensive, how does NHE ensure that homes delivered under the National Informal Settlement Upgrading Program remains affordable to the citizens?
Okay, for NAG to make sure that the houses that are earmarked for beneficiaries within the informal settlements are as affordable as possible, NAG has first of all come up with the design, a specific design that is tailor-made to the income level of those beneficiaries. These are houses that are built without finishes, and it's up to the beneficiaries to provide those finishes, of course, as the income is improving. Now, besides that, NAG is also using the technology to make sure that at least our quality assurance is preserved, so that at least that house would have a quality that will last, and it will make a house durable. The other thing is that we had entered into discussion and negotiations with material suppliers to give us a discount for the materials so that contractors on site can then be able to acquire those materials at a discounted rate, just to make sure that the final prices of the houses is as affordable to the beneficiaries within the informal settlement. And I think of cardinal importance, and I think this is the decision that is taken by the central government through the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, is that the beneficiaries in the informal settlements, once we provided them with a home loan, they will not pay interest. The interest is zero. So therefore, they are only paying the capital, of course, that is meant to settle the house instead of paying the interest rate, as opposed to the financial institutions, or perhaps as it compared to our projects, NAG projects. Yes.
Okay. We are discussing the National Informal Settlement Upgrading Program with the CEO of NHA, Mr. Mukulu. Mr. Mukulu, back to you. Which informal settlements qualify for this program, and how can eligible residents access the housing opportunities available under this program?
What is important is that NAG, together with the local authorities, we are sensitizing the communities or the residents that are residing in the informal settlement to participate as far as possible within the program. Now, the NAG has certain criteria to assess the clients or the beneficiaries, and our criteria are quite lenient, because NAG is a government institution.
Yes.
And therefore, we are looking at the income of that specific beneficiaries, be it from the informal business, like, for example, Kapana and so on, by looking also at the bank statements and so on and so forth. This would then help us to make sure that we cater for as many beneficiaries as possible. But we are carrying out a sensitization campaign together with the local authorities to make sure that whoever qualifies would then be in a position to benefit.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, from an institutional capacity perspective, how is NHA positioned to deliver on its housing mandate and achieve its targets?
Thank you very much. I have highlighted earlier that the variability of land is one of the factor that is hampering NHA from achieving its own mandate. But NHA cannot be able to close the housing gap alone. Of course, NHA is entering into partnership with the local authority, with the private sector, with the private financiers, and also with the developers, so that at least within this framework, within this model, at least this is a collective approach where all these stakeholders would then participate to just make sure that we close that specific gap. Now, the availability of land is one of the bottlenecks. However, NHE had also taken up upon itself to enter into the mandate of servicing land, so that we can then be able to assist the local authorities to make sure that as many service lands are made available, particularly in the informal settlement. So we are collaborating with the local authorities. So this is not only the local authorities, but we had also entered into partnership with RCC, with the road contractor company, to help us with the servicings of land within the informal settlement. And this is really a milestone for us, because we had gone out to the local authorities, to so many of them. Of course, my team was out, and we have gathered close to 1,000 plots that we are intending to acquire from the local authorities, meant for informal settlement. And of course, we are going to embark on the servicings of those events together with the local authority, and of course with the financial assistance from the central government. And this is really something that is quite commendable. At the same time, I must highlight here that NHE has only the capacity as far as the service land is available.
Yes.
If there is no service land available, that means NHE can only do with the service land that is available. But I must also have mentioned here that within that remitted, of course, land, NHE has been able to construct over 1,700 houses. Of course, with the available service land within our stock.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is what we have acquired from the local authorities. And I must also commend certain local authorities who are quite cooperative and receptive, who are, of course, going to a certain length in providing NHE with a reasonable price.
Yes.
For the land. Ongwediva is one of them. Of course, Outapi is also one of them. I must also declare my interest that I'm from there. Okay. And Okahao they had given us land at a reasonable rate, and of course many others. This is really helping us to make sure that we accommodate as many of our beneficiaries within the informal settlement. The main aim is to congest the informal settlement, which is of course an eyesore, and we want to eliminate that, of course, together with our partners and of course our partners within the housing sector.
Okay.
Yes, please.
You briefly mentioned the integrated strategic business plan. From 2024 to 2029 that you recently launched.
Yes.
How does this document align with the informal settlement upgrading program and the overall goals of the NHA?
Yes, thank you very much. The informal settlement upgrading project has aligned very well with our ISBP, Integrated Strategic Business Plan. We have an objective within our strategic business plan, which is to increase the housing output. And one of the program is the National Informal Settlement Upgrading Projects. Of course, the ministry had given us a target of 2,000 to construct 2,000 houses within the informal settlement, and also to service 2,000. And as I said earlier, we had gone out to make sure that we acquire as many plots as possible to make sure that we fulfill that specific mandate. So it's quite important at this point in time to really inform the members of the public that this program is quite critical. It's quite critical in the sense that we want to make sure that whoever resides in the informal settlement, we provide a product that is tailor-made to the income level of those people. And that is what is one of the highlights within our integrated strategic business plan. And we had also, at the same time, within the integrated business plan, put in a strategic objective of mobilizing resources, financial resources for that matter. And we have approached to the financiers, and some of the financiers are even coming to NHE now that our financial statements are up to date, which is, of course, a commendable achievement. They are coming to us to make sure that we partner.
Yes.
We are at an advanced stage as we speak, of course, with two of the financial institutions, one in Namibia, and of course one across the border, just our neighbor here, the DBSA. Of course, we are about to reach what we call financial closure, so that we can then be able to roll out as many housing projects as possible. I'm quite sure by the time I retire in June, of course, some of the major projects would have kicked off.
Mr. Mukulu, we have come to the end of our conversation. Now, looking ahead, what is your message to the Namibians about this program?
This is a very important project, and this program is really one of the programs that will help to cater for as many Namibians who are residing in the informal settlement. And the target specifically is just to make sure that many Namibians are provided with shelter and basic shelter. And I want to explain one thing here. When we started with this program in partnership with the ministry as well as the city of Windhoek, we started here in Windhoek. And what we did is that we provide product which is a basic structure. And then it's up to the client or the beneficiaries to then expand that house as the income of that specific beneficiary is improving. Yes. And that is, I think what is important here is the shelter, and then secondly is the land tenure. And land tenure is once you have a property, that will be an economic asset that will help you also to acquire other assets in future. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Mukulu, thank you for your time this afternoon. This was a very informative discussion.
Thank you so much.
That concludes our time together this afternoon. From us and the rest of the crew, it's goodbye.